here, on the very rim of known space, justice is a long way away.
I pushed the buttons incorrectly. Sorry, everybody. Hi! Welcome to the Space Game Junkie Podcast. We're getting off to a great start, everybody. I, as always, am your co-host, Brian. Joining me, thankfully, as always, is your co-host, Spaz.
Pushing that big, red, shiny, candy-like button.
Oh, God. Your co-host, Julie.
Hello from the great, too warm north, where I am enjoying a tall glass of liquid sleep.
Oh, nice. It's starting to get too warm here. We're finally getting it.
Called science deniers.
Also joining us is your co-host, Thorsten.
Hello. I guess I'm streaming from Vietnam today.
Wait, what?
It's hot, it's humid, and it's raining.
Oh, God.
Fun.
That's not a great combo.
Get used to it. Europe's becoming tropical. It's becoming steadily more and more tropical.
Well, until it becomes underwater. Your co-host, Jacob.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
Because we love each other. That's why. And your co-host,
Touché.
David.
Well, these talks about buttons makes me think of Galvanize from the Chemical Brothers.
Is that a song?
Yeah.
It's a song.
Okay, I don't know it. I know of the Chemical Brothers, but I don't think I know that particular song. Hello, my friends. We are doing... A few weeks ago, we were going to do a check-in, and then I had a blue screen of death about 15 minutes in. So we're going to try it again because we didn't finish. And so check-in is we talk about what we're playing and how we're doing. We ask you what you're playing in the chat and how you're doing, because it's always good to check in with each other every so often, because we are living in unprecedented times. I'm going to get political here for a second. You remember when Donald Trump got shot at? That was only a few weeks ago. That was like about a month ago. They're going to need a whole history book for July 2024. Like, my God.
I guess I should have started with that Lenin quote. What? Decades when nothing happens and weeks where decades happen?
That's exactly.
Because
oh my God.
Shit felt like a week where a decade happened.
Oh my God. That's a great quote, because that's exactly how it feels right now. So
there's also my line on it, which is, we always live in interesting times, and some are significantly more interesting than others.
Oh my God. It's
Oh, dang it.
dear Lord. So it's hey Mosgrove. It's a stressful time. It's a busy time. Pandemics, wars, elections, the rise of fascism, all kinds of nonsense is going on, and it takes a toll. So one of the things we try and do is check in with each other, to talk to each other and support each other, because that's one of the best things we can do. That's one thing we have control over, is supporting each other. And we usually start by talking about what we're playing and how we're doing. So I will start. What I've been playing lately is on the stream is... Again? Didn't this happen last week?
Yeah.
It did.
Oh, for God's sake. Their doorbell never goes off, apparently, except for now. Thank you. I don't know who it is. We're not expecting anybody. Yeah, maybe it's a package. I don't know. Sorry about that. The doorbell is in here because I'm usually by myself in the apartment, and I can't always hear the door. So we bought an electric doorbell. It's very handy, except for then. So I've returned recently to Lord of the Rings Online, and there's one reason why. It's called birding. They added a new hobby. It's called birding. You apparently go around to certain areas of the map, certain areas of the world, and you get a bird kit. You go to like a hobby master and you get a bird kit, and then you get a skill birding, and you go around looking for birds. You can watch on the stream. You do a little call, and then you look through a little telescope, a little looking glass, and you're looking for birds. I've not found one bird yet, but I've only been going around Breeland. They said there are birds there. I have not found one yet. But I'm enjoying the fact that for a 15-year-old game, they're adding new things all the time. But I also didn't know the day I started back as a VIP on the 1st of August, they added these new quote unquote legendary servers, which are VIP only, that give you a slightly more guided experience. And so I rolled a new character on that, and that's also been a lot of fun. So it's been great returning to Lord of the Rings Online. It's one of my Zen games. I'll usually play it hard for a few months and then take a break. But it's definitely one of those comfort games. Like, I love moving around the world and everything. As for my mental state, I've been very stressed lately because they changed basically how we do everything at my job. And I've lost sleep because I thought they were overloading me with clients. But thankfully they aren't. I had a chat with my boss yesterday, and everything's going to be fine. It's just not fine yet. But I lost like several days of sleep worrying about this because I've never had a job that gave a shit. You know what I mean? But this job gives a shit. This job, the people of this job care. Every other job I've had is, we're going to give you more work. Suck it up. You know, that's most jobs, I guess. But these people actually seem to give a damn, which is great, which is impressive. So yeah, the first game on my list is Lord of the Rings Online, and I am very tired. Spaz, how about you? How you doing?
Well, I've been playing a lot of BattleTech, doing a lot of streaming of that. Not my first time through the story, but I'm replaying it anyway and having a lot of fun with it. Also been playing Earth Defense Force 6. Despite what people have been saying about it, it is a very fun game, and the story is bonkers, but it is great.
What are people saying
really,
about it?
really. So, okay. There was a controversy when it released because, as it released, it included a requirement for Epic Online Services.
Oh,
which is used for crossplay.
I was going to say, is that crossplay with the Epic Store?
Crossplay for Epic and for console.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
that's
there
cool.
was a reason for it. Well, here's the thing. There was a reason for it, but people were not happy on Steam because they didn't want to have to connect to Epic Online Services in order to play a game they would otherwise play single player or use the Steam friends list in order to play Steamworks. So they were not really happy about that. But
was there any? Sorry to interrupt. Was there any kind of notice that this was going to happen? Like, was there any warning? Did they
yes.
Okay.
Yes, but not directly on Steam.
Oh.
So the problem was they announced it on the Epic Game Store that it was going to require EOS, but they didn't post an announcement about it on Steam. So the drawback is that they said they're reconsidering how they're going to deal with that going forward, and they might even remove that requirement because you do need to connect to it even for single player. Now, that's also because, again, there's background stuff that is connected to Epic. But for me, it's not a problem. And it got review bombed all to hell when it released, and it went mostly negative, but it is now at mixed.
Okay.
So it's a good game. It's everything you like about 5, including everything that 5 did, but better. It's a direct sequel to 5, and there are some time travel shenanigans involved where you're going through missions that you went through in 5, but you're taking in stuff that is from another timeline and is future tech that you shouldn't technically have access to. And it allows you to do some very fun things like, I don't know. There's a level very early on in 5 where you leave the base and all these teleportation towers come down and you're told to just get out of there, evacuate. Well, through a series of time loops, you get that mission again in 6. Except, since you know that the teleportation anchors are coming, you know that there's going to be a huge attack, you do things like get access to one of the combat suits, and you use that for a while. And then you get access to a Barga, the giant walking crane, the giant mech. You get access to one of those, and you send it up to the surface. And you get to use it against the teleportation ships that come down at the end of the mission in 5. And you get to change history.
Fun!
It's amazing. It really is amazing. So that's the other thing I've been really playing a lot of. And streaming. And yeah, it's great stuff.
I mean, I would expect like I feel like they'd have to purposely mess it up in order to make a bad game at this point. Because, like, has there been a bad EDF at this point?
There have been, yeah, there have
But
been.
it's been a while, right? It's been like a while.
The only one that really was the last one that was really contentious was Iron Rain, but that's because it was done by a different studio than Sandlot.
Yeah, that wasn't bad though. It was a little different, but it wasn't bad. You know?
Yeah, that's why I said contentious and not necessarily bad.
Yeah,
That was
A lot of
also
people
the
have-
same. Oh, sorry.
Go
Go ahead. Okay, that was also the same thing that went on to make World Brothers too, right? Jukes.
Yes, Ukes. Yes. Yeah, and Iron Rain is contentious because they were making it for a American audience. They were trying to appeal to more of an American audience and try to draw them into the series. And it didn't really work as well as they'd hoped, but that's okay. They tried.
They tried that with Insect Armageddon, it failed. They tried that with Iron Rain, and it worked better, but still.
But on the other hand, we got World Brothers out of it. And World Brothers 2 is coming later this year.
World Brothers, yes, is very good.
Oh, it's excellent. It's so good.
Yeah. Now, I will note with 6, there are people who have said, well, it just looks a lot like 5. And that's kind of the point. In fact, when you travel back into time, into the events of 5, the UI of the mission changes to the UI of 5.
What? Okay, that's actually wonderful. I'm sorry. That is
it's a great
lovely
touch.
little touch. Yeah, that is great.
And there are multiple time loops where the aliens are doing things to try to mess with time, and you're trying to do things to end up with the planet not losing 90% of its population. And there's a back and forth there that through multiple loops, you're bringing back more and more weapons and having more and more options to use. It's fun stuff.
Yeah, and it sounds great. I will definitely get it once it's on sale at some point. Because just even if I never play it, I want to support that developer because they've just made some great games.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But how are you doing?
Well, alive.
Okay.
That's about as good as it gets right now.
You know what? That's all. That might be the best a lot of us can ask for at this point. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, my God. Yeah.
As I used to say, the best part of waking up is knowing you're not dead.
You know that also
And
works.
even that's arguable.
You know that also works for the song. It's the same amount of syllables.
Well, that's a phrase that I coined while working at a coffee house. So,
but I'm saying, you know the old commercial. You know
and that's why I
exactly
use it.
Same amount of syllables. That's why I think it's funny. Was that intentional?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, excellent. Folks, if you don't know what we're talking about, you're young. It's adorable. Go look up '80s Folgers commercials, and you'll see what we're talking about. Yeah, wow. Okay. Yeah, live is pretty good right now. Or is it?
Or is it? Giant Meteor 2024.
You know what? We didn't have a good run. Maybe it's time the cockroaches had a chance. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty. They're give them a chance to evolve. See how they do. We did not have a good run. Julie, what are you playing and how are you doing?
Well, first off, I want to say that the best part of waking up is indeed when you have Folgers in your cup and when someone else cares enough about you to bring it to you every morning.
Oh, that's nice. That's great. Is it actual Folgers or are you just using that?
No.
Okay,
it is
that's fine.
actual Folgers.
Wow.
We buy it by the big gallon container.
Wow.
What's a Folger?
Folgers is a coffee
Folgers.
brand. It's a coffee brand.
Yeah.
Here in America. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's for the price point. It's pretty good coffee for the price point.
The best coffee I have ever had was fresh roasted Jamaican Blue Mountain. That was in the 80s. It cost $100 a pound.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I can't afford that anymore. But beyond that, I will say, yes, the job has sometimes been extremely stressful, and I can only speak about it in general terms. If you've ever seen the movie called The Black Hole, there is a line in there where a little robot says, a pint can't hold a quart, Mr. Pizer. If it holds a pint, it's doing the best I can. And I had to use that this week. I can only do so many hours worth of, I can't do 50 hours worth of work in a 40-hour week. I already free overtime. Beyond that, it irks me when someone in my field tries to mansplain something to me and I say, you know, I've got 30 years on the job and 2 graduate degrees in this, so let's move on from there. So, yes, stressful. But I will say that is lessened by the fact that we ran out of travel money and nobody can send me on business trips overnight anymore. Oh, such a shame. Beyond that, I will say, yes, I got pushed back again by my editor, as she puts it, for a 4-figure author. Yes, thank you. I know I'm a beginning author. Thank you for rubbing my nose in it. But this time she pushed me off. I said, okay, I'll let it pass because you're moving back to South Africa. But still, the person who owns the company said, I'll speak to her about it. I said, thank you. Don't use my name. But I have started on the second book. I'm about halfway through it, but excuse me. Sorry. The thing is, the publisher says, she gave me a title for how I write. She says, how does she put it? Jigsaw method. I think I've said that before. And I said, well, why do you say that? She said, well, because you don't write like beginning to end, you don't outline, and if you die suddenly in the middle, even after the book's all done, nobody's going to know what it's about but you. And so I was asked last week, I said, I want you to turn not only an outline, but one with pictures. And she said, here's an online tool to do it. I said, we're always arguing about AI. I said, you know, this involves AI. Yeah. Aren't you worried about somebody stealing your plot line? And she said, I wasn't before, but I am now. So I said, I'll do the pictures on my own, like a storyboard, right? But I will say, it involves, when I found out Stephen Hawking postulated how to destroy the universe with the Higgs boson field, I said, this plus AI sounds like a great book. Anyway, so I have to do a storyboard for my book this week. And first book's already done. It's been pushed forward. It's waiting for its third edit. Beyond that, I have been playing No Man's Sky. I finished it on PC. Now I'm working on Switch. And I think the only reason I can make it through is because I've got Spaz's help. And I just want to say that I hate spiders. I despise spiders. And so people say, well, then why are you doing the Liquidator's Quest? I said, because I love giant stompy robots. And that's the ultimate goal of all this, is a big, giant, stompy, artificial, intelligent robot that can stomp around behind you and throw flames. And I said, that's what I want.
So you got to go through a bunch of spiders to get the robot.
Yes.
You got to go through the expedition to get it.
Oh,
But the thing is that the expedition right now is sort of stuck at the community goal to unlock those 5 pieces to put the mech together.
And every time you get to there's 5 places, 5 like rendezvous points they used to be called. Now they call them drop zones. And every time you get to one, you got to clear it. And every time you're there, I don't care how many legs she has. The brood mother is a giant spider. And I hate spiders, but I like stompy robots more. And I also love Lord of the Rings. But I went back last time. And because I've got one of these lifetime subscriber things. And I went through all
Lord of the Rings Online.
Yeah.
Oh.
When it first was offered. And the thing is, I reached the point where I said, okay, you've thrown the ring in the Mount Doom. What else is there? And someone, God rest her soul, who's plays by the name Jondra, was holding the whole thing together, and it fell apart. The fellowship fell apart after she died. But she said to me then, well, don't your other characters want to play through the content? I said, Jondra, you understand I am the other characters. No, I don't want to repeat the whole thing again. Now, I didn't know about the birder thing, but I do want to point out there is a company coming out, and yes, a game coming out. Yes, it's on Switch. I think only Switch. It's called Tales from the Shire. I may or may not have mentioned it, but the whole thing is a Shire sim. I said, yes, please.
Yeah,
yes, please.
That sounds great.
It is, I believe, due out this year.
The Shire is my favorite part of Lord of the Rings Online, so that's exciting.
Every time I roll up a Hobbit, I say, don't make me leave. I won't do it. Oh, you have to help the ring go to Mount Doom. I said, I don't care. Don't care.
You don't have to do that, though. Like, that stuff is always there for you, but the game has 11 billion other quests to do.
It does. It does.
And birdwatching, apparently.
When you originally played that game, before they changed it around, unless you had an actual fellowship, you couldn't do the main quest line.
Oh, they've changed it significantly. You can do everything solo
all around.
You can do everything solo now. I think it's like 1% of stuff that you need to get. No, even if you do a thing that you need a fellowship with, they give you a boost so you can do it on your own.
Well, that plus every Sunday night, we have a static group that plays Final Fantasy XIV. I'm to the right between the part where the new expansion and the last one, which is the content where they said, here, do this while we're getting to the next, but that's significant. But the thing that bothers me about the way Square Enix does is they say, in order to proceed with the main quest line, you have to do this dungeon. And I said, okay, that means I got to wait for the other 3 people on a Sunday night and hope they can all make it. That said, I will temper that with, unlike the other games, when I used to play World of Warcraft and someone says, don't you want to vote? I was playing the tank and they said, don't you want to vote the healer out? I said, yeah, the healer's my sister. We're both leaving. Have a nice time. Bye. And that never happens in Final Fantasy. You just say, first time here, I have no idea what in the hell, can I say hell? Yeah, I just did. Sure. I have no idea what in the hell I'm doing. Please help me, I'm lost. And everybody will, which is really nice about it. It's got, unlike the Poisonous Communities and other games I played, this is the only MMO I still play. And it's great.
I recommend if you need a break from Final Fantasy to give Lord of the Rings, since you have an account, another try, because it's.
I'm going to go birding now.
They keep adding new stuff to it. Like they had a new expansion earlier this year. You know, they added a new class. You know.
And I will only get political in that I will say the more the GOP makes fun of the governor of Minnesota, the more I love him. Go right on ahead, babies. Yes, the man knows how to fix his car, so take that.
When they go weird, we go. When they go weird, we go walls. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
No, I find it funny.
A lot is happening right now. A lot is happening.
I just don't want to know if I want to continue this tangent.
It's fine. It's fine. It's good to get stuff out. It's good to get stuff out. And right now, there are a lot of us that are feeling some positivity for politics for the first time in a long time.
The man just signed a bill that fed every child in Minnesota, school child, breakfast and lunch for free. Don't take that good vibe away from me.
Yeah. It's a very weird feeling to have some positivity in American politics right now.
He's the only, as my sister pointed out, he's the only politician other than VP Harris that doesn't want to wipe out my identity.
Yeah. He's not perfect, but he's probably the best option she had.
He's a warm, cuddly feeling for me. I'll take it.
That picture.
And yes, I too want to be that pig in that picture.
I was just about to bring up that picture of him holding a baby pig. Dear Lord, it's like the cutest goddamn thing ever. All right. Thorsten, how are you doing and what are you playing?
Well, I start with what I'm playing, and I replayed Hardspace Shipbreaker again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it took me a quarter of time to fully complete the game.
Oh, wow.
This run. Yeah. And about 22 hours. And I have a lot of fun with this game. It's basically the perfect game for me.
Yeah, I can understand if you're a certain type of person that could be very zen. It as you know, for me, it eventually got too complicated. Like it broke my brain. But I could see for a certain type of individual such as yourself, it could be very zen. You know.
And what I've noticed during my second playthrough is I was really considerably better than in my first run. I mean, when I first started, I thought, oh God, I forgot everything. But it came back after a couple of hours. And I love this game. I would wish they would make a second part of it. Or an expanded part, or in the same universe.
It did pretty well, didn't it? Like it sold fairly well, right? Like it was a hit, I thought.
Yeah, I thought so too, but I don't know. I mean, I was always under the impression that the game in itself was more some kind of stopgap solution for
like some kind of stopgap between to tide us over before Homeworld 3, that kind of thing.
Right. Between Deserts of Karak and Homeworld 3, but I don't know.
I don't either.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I thought it did really well for them. So you would think they'd want to continue, expanding upon that part of that little corner of the universe, But I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, we said it in private already. The best would be a combination between the game we covered last week, Astronauts, and Hardspace Shipbreaker.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I guess that would be too complicated.
Oh my God! My brain would melt if you mixed Astronauts with Hardspace Shipbreaker. Oh my God! My wife would just find a puddle on the floor. Oh my God! And then Astronauts,
a vaguely Brian-shaped puddle.
Yeah, with just my clothes and my watch and my glasses, and on the screen is the last thing.
And presumably a very confused cat staring at the pile.
Yeah.
I've got a question for Thorsten, though. Doesn't it bother you to start out a game where you start out by owing your soul to the company store?
No. Actually, no, in my opinion.
I have to say, I think they do a good job of setting up the fiction of the universe that you expect that from jump. I think they do a good job of setting it up so you know that going in.
Yeah.
You know you're going to start in debt.
Yeah, it's very clear.
Not like it's not like you have to take a loan out in order to advance in the game.
Exactly.
Unlike other games.
I watched Brian's. I watched you, Brian. I watched I really enjoyed the European Trucker stream, and I saw the part where you said, "Well, I don't want to take a loan," and I said, I spent decades paying off all the debt. And now people trying to get me to take out credit cards all the time. I said, no, I spent decades doing that. I don't, and now I'm really adverse to loans. And I guess that's just me.
No, actually not. I mean, I know exactly what you are talking about, because I just managed to, about a year ago, I managed to pay finally my last rates for a loan I took too.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm completely without any debts right now.
As someone who still has
good.
As someone who's been paying his student loans for 20 years, I'm very jealous.
Yeah, you know too what we are talking about.
Yeah.
Actually,
blame Reagan.
Oh, I blame him for so much. Anyway,
but he's specifically responsible. For that.
I'm well aware. Don't you worry. I am well aware of the many sins of Ronald Reagan. Don't you worry.
Oh, yeah.
But
I know you know.
Yeah.
But to answer Julie's question a bit more in depth, actually, what hits me much more hard in this universe is the way that you are basically a slave as a worker for this company.
Yeah, indentured servant, basically. Yeah.
As someone who experienced exactly that in real life, it was. Yeah, I've talked about that before, but I know what's going on here, and at least I got a happy ending in the game. That's a big difference. Yes, that was the gaming part, and actually I feel pretty good right now personally, and I mean I had my mental health issues for basically the first half of the year, and it wasn't a great feeling really, but now I'm feeling pretty good again.
Oh, good.
Gladly.
Oh, good.
And I even survived our large affair we had 2 weeks ago, and didn't catch up COVID, in contrast to a lot of other people.
Oh, good. Congratulations.
Yeah, I was pretty lucky as I found out right now.
Oh my God. Did you guys hear about the potential new thing? It's going to be like a nasal thing that they said could stop the spread of it.
Yeah, and I hope it works.
Oh my God.
Sign me up.
I'm so excited. Give me all of it. Give me I will spritz my nose with something to get this closer to an endemic stage. Oh, please, give me.
I mean, if it gets to an endemic stage, that means it's still there, but it's not as.
It's not just like the flu. It's there.
It would be like the flu.
Yeah, it's there. You still got to get take precautions for it, but it's not as lethal and debilitating and whatnot. I mean, God, we still don't know what long COVID does to people. We're still learning that, and it's the more we learn, the more horrifying it is. So good job not getting COVID.
Yeah.
That's
I'm very glad about that.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I know a lot of people who got COVID for their first time just recently, like so many people, and it's crushing because like they were so careful. They wore masks, they got their shots, they did the things, and they eventually still got it, and it's just crushing. Absolutely crushing.
So that was it from my side.
All right. So, Jacob, how are you doing and what are you playing? Sorry.
Oh, boy. I'll start with the second question because it's far easy to answer.
Sure.
So a couple of things have happened. The game U-Boat got a full release. I have rambled on about it a couple times on this podcast before, and now it's properly out and about.
How is it?
Again, I mean, I love it.
Oh, good.
But I'm weird.
No, I keep hearing more and more good things about it. I have not played it yet, but I think I should give it a whirl.
Absolutely. Just don't play it on hard mode. That's for sociopaths like me. But on the easier difficulties, you should be fine.
That's what I do anyway. The older I get, I'm like, easiest difficulty? Absolutely. Give me that.
No, that's entirely fair. And in fact, I recommend everyone that starts off the game that hasn't been binging Silent Hunter 4 since they were, 10 in my case? 12? It's been a while. That they start off on easy and then gradually work their way up if they're feeling confident about being able to figure out how things go.
Something's going on with the sound. Is it me? Do I sound robotic, or is it just Jacob that sounds robotic?
No, just Jacob.
Okay.
Bugger.
Oh no, you sound better now.
Discord appears to have had a moment.
You sound better now, though. You don't sound robotic anymore.
I can tell because Discord is no longer having a moment.
Oh, good. Freaking Discord.
So what I was saying is, yes, start the game on easy if you're not a maniac like me. Besides that, what else has happened? People are very mad at Helldivers 2, and I'm not.
Oh, why are people mad at Helldivers 2?
Because they released an update that rebalanced a bunch of weapons, and they nerfed the flamethrower.
Oh.
Which people are going absolutely... They nerfed the one weapon that everyone was using because it was really good at everything, and people are absolutely going ballistic over it because it's gamers.
Oh.
Are you referring to the Scorch or the proper flamethrower?
The proper flamethrower tertiary, that one.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, are they doing that because they want to encourage people to use other weapons other than the flamethrower? Or
yes.
Okay.
That's the stated goal. And people are saying they're not going to use the other weapons because the other weapons are shit. Because they're gamers.
Oh, God. You know, I know gamers have a bad rap, and I wish we didn't, but it's these kind of people. It's these kind of people that
Who
make
give us that bad rap.
Yeah. Yeah, it's these kind of people Felicia Day and Will Wheaton were writing about. They said that gamers can be a problem. I mean, I get it's your favorite game and you play it a lot, but I mean, the developer probably has you got to give developers credit. I mean, they know their game better than you do, buddy, pal.
They very much do. Yes.
It's really frustrating when you see gamers react like that to a thing. Ugh.
Yes, and the annoying part is it's been going on for a while. Every time there's a weapon nerf in that game, all the people on social media go completely and utterly ballistic. It's not even funny.
That's not fun.
It's not. That's why I'm staying away from the internet, that game. It's very weird. The people in game, people are remarkably nice. Never talk to them outside of the game. Do not talk to a Helldivers 2 player outside of the game. They will do their absolute best to make you wish you never played it.
Oh God!
because they're going to convince you it's terrible and you should never play it.
Oh no! That's terrible. Because I keep hearing just how good the game is. I've heard very little bad about that game. Yeah, I've heard very little bad about it.
Yes, people are just being very weird about it.
They're being gamers. Let's be honest.
They are, in fact, being gamers, as is the technical term. Besides that, a bunch of other small stuff. Haven't really been doing that much. I am going on vacation as of tomorrow to go kayaking for the weekend, so
nice.
won't be playing that much.
Nice. You have more courage than I do. I would never go kayaking. Like, I would never ever go kayaking. I fear.
Where are you going?
Yeah, where are you going?
Sort of mountainish. So I'm not going to specify because I'm not going to dox myself.
Fair,
Fair.
totally fair. But
To
yeah,
the- I don't know how many people are in chat that would care, but still.
I look at a kayak and I'm like, this is it. No, thank you. Put me on a cruise ship.
I do like boats of various sizes, so
Yeah, I like little boats from afar. I don't want to be on one. Give me like a cruise ship where I don't know I'm on a boat. Because it's so big. You can't feel a damn thing.
Granted, cruise ships are really, really, really terrible for the environment.
I know.
And also bloody expensive.
I know, but they're great. They're fascinating pieces of machinery. They're absolutely fascinating. But yeah, they were going to do a kayak, like the first cruise I went on. They were going to do a kayak up to a glacier, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So you have more courage than I do, or less fear of the water. I don't know. I am pretty scared of water, to be perfectly honest. That sounds fun. Is it like camping, or are you gonna be like staying in a hotel?
I will be staying at a hotel.
Thank goodness. That's great. That's the way to do it. That's absolutely the way to do it. Well, that sounds like you need that. Sounds like that'll be
I would
a much
appreciate
needed
it.
vacation. Yeah, it sounds like a much needed vacation. So that is awesome. And David, you want to talk to me about how you're doing and what you're playing?
Yeah, sure. I'll probably go in the reverse order, though, if that's fine by you. Going
Whatever,
my status
man.
first.
Whatever, man.
All right. Well, how can I describe this? So, well, I just can be honest about that. And that said, I have not been feeling all that good lately after this education I went through on school, because I was really hoping this would lead to some kind of job, and it didn't. And my fears of going to school and not getting anything out of it has been realized. And I feel slightly, I don't want to say traumatized by it, but it feels like I have wasted my time. That's just the best way of saying it. So, yeah. Probably gonna get new medicines this autumn, so hooray, I suppose.
I mean, good.
So yeah, that's
good.
Yeah,
right?
I hope those will help me in some capacity, because whatever I've been given so far doesn't really do anything, in my opinion. They say it should help for my ADD, but I don't know. It feels like it doesn't really help at all at this point. So here's hoping that the next meetup here in August will lead to something good.
If I may interject, when I was at the height of therapy and the grips of depression and anxiety, I went through 5 different antidepressants until we found one that worked. So sometimes it takes a bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a bit.
Yeah.
But you got to keep moving forward. If you try it for a while and it doesn't work, tell your doctor, "Hey, this isn't working for me. I want to try something else."
Yeah, and I also know for sure now that well, since we're talking about work and stuff as well, that I will now be able to see if something is wrong at a workplace. As an example, with my second trucking job and my very latest admin job, or whatever we could call it, in 2022, when I finally thought I would find a job, and it completely backfired on my friggin' face, blew up in my face. That, yeah, if I see something, I will say something. That's for sure. I will try to react that time, because I've had it. This is called that. I want to find the right place, but I keep finding the wrong places. So, anyways, about that's pretty much about my mental health, and it doesn't even help that also that there's some sickness in the family as well. It's just stay there at that.
Yeah, that
it drags me down quite a bit as well.
Oh yeah,
but it has been pretty nice. I guess that has been helping my ADD in a little bit, and that I, who normally sit in front of my computer like a zombie, has been doing my parents' gardening instead. And it's kind of nice. You see stuff actually happening. As an example, for a couple of years ago, we had a little metallic statue of a little metal lamp that we had on top of our rocks. It's more or less a mountain that we live on top of, but let's call it a rock. And it disappeared a couple of years ago. And I was expecting that maybe it just was blown down by the wind or something like that. And I think I found it, 2 days ago when I was trying to clear out some shrubbery. Like, oh, that's not a freaking branch sticking out there from the undergrowth. What is that? So yeah, it's nice when you can see progress happening in front of your eyes, and it just looks good afterwards.
Okay.
So, but yeah, other than that, I've been trying to. That is mostly before I went to the forest this summer here. But I've been trying to draw a little bit more and be a little bit more creative. I try to stay creative, and right now I'm looking at something once again in PicoCAD, and I'm trying to recreate the Peregrine from X4 that I've been playing.
Yeah, you made
lots lots.
Oh, X4 Foundations.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been playing
Awesome.
that quite a bit. But yeah, let's link first the PicoCAD here.
That's the CAD program in Pico 8, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pico 8 is so fascinating. That whole thing is just.
As is my current status right now. I know chat will probably be able to see it unless those who are on Discord. But that's what's going on right now, at least. This is what I was working on before the stream, a little bit at least. If I'm not playing the damn game, because holy crap, it has completely consumed me.
Oh, that's really nice.
So,
that image, that's really nice.
Yeah, thank you. Let's see here. I guess I should also share X's little page as well here. Hold on.
Folks, if you don't know what Pico 8 is, it's an amazing little gaming platform. Well, it's a kind of a programming platform that you can play games on and other things. And the games people are making on that thing are absolutely astounding little nuggets of joy. They're just people are making amazing. Someone made a No Man's Sky clone on the Pico 8, and it's absolutely terrific. It is utterly. For example, that's just one of many clones. Like there's a helicopter game that's very similar to Gunship on there that I've been playing. That's really great. So yeah, just a lot of good stuff. So much good stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, and Brian, I can happily report that I have completed that Timelines DLC for X4.
Oh,
and I gotta say, last I checked on the store page for that DLC, it was on mostly negative, and it's pretty justified.
Oh, really?
What happened?
Oh no.
I don't want to speak negatively about the DLC. It does have an amazing soundtrack, though. So check out the soundtrack on Spotify or buy it on Steam and support Alexei. It has an amazing soundtrack for it. But
I will ask then. Oh, go ahead. So go ahead.
Yeah, basically, what they want to do with the DLC is to show stuff that will happen or have happened in the universe of the X universe, and there is a pretty good reveal at the end. It's a little bit sudden, let's just call it, and I guess I shouldn't spoil it here. And it didn't really shock me because I haven't really played the other X games. I'm so sorry, Egosoft. So that reveal at the very end was like, well, what? I really had to look up on the wiki and stuff to figure out what I just saw. So it has a interesting reveal at the very end, but to get to the very end is a slog. And there's also another thing where you're supposed to walk around and do puzzles and stuff. And I basically to reach the very ending cutscene, you need to walk backwards to move forwards. Let's just call it that. There's no clues or anything that you had to walk backwards at that spot to move forward in the story. So that was I was just tearing my hair out at that point. I can't do it. I need to look up what
So
people are
it's
doing.
obtuse and convoluted. It sounds like it.
And you may not have seen that, Brian, during your stream, but there's actually a sneaking mission in there as well.
Oh, great. I love sneaking missions. They're my favorite thing.
Yeah, with an instant failure state.
Oh, great.
So,
Even better. That's great.
Oh,
That's.
Yes.
Wait, on the ground?
No, in a spacesuit.
Okay, that.
Oh,
that's
Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
What? It's an EVA stealth mission?
Yes.
Oh, for fuck.
With cameras and sound sensors and stuff.
with X4's zero-G control.
Oh, what were they thinking? Sorry. So that sounds like,
Okay, no.
I'm gonna be honest.
That sounds like something that could work if the controls weren't ass.
So I'm gonna say something. That might be the worst thing I've heard about a space game since you had to make your own escort missions in Privateer 2. That's how bad that is.
Yeah. So I'm really, really sorry about the state of that DLC. But if you hear this, please not this again.
I mean, to Egosoft's credit, sometimes they try something different, like Rebirth, and they're like, okay, that didn't work. We're going to go back to basics. So they've survived this long for a reason, and hopefully they'll take the right lessons. This is their 25th year, I think, because I think the first X game came out in 99. So
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I think they might be, besides the guy that makes Evercron, one of the longest running ongoing space series, because he started a few years before that, actually.
And here's the frustrating part about this DLC. There are some cool unlocks in the DLC. A few new sectors, a few new spaceships and stuff.
Oh, that unlock
and
in the sandbox, right? They unlock in the sandbox.
Yeah, that unlock in sandbox.
Right,
Yeah. And then you can use these ships in new saves and stuff. At least 2 ships. If you... once again, I need to talk about that, but let's keep talking about the DLC. When you finish the DLC, you will be rewarded with a special ship that is really nice. And there are a couple other ships as well that you can unlock, but you can't change the equipment on these ships.
Wait.
Since their weapon adapters are a different scale than the ones in the game right now.
What?
So due to artistic license, you can't change the equipment on these ships.
That sounds convoluted.
That is a bad idea, because ever since Privateer or Elite, we've been used to being able to buy a new gun for our ships, or buy a new engine, that sort of thing. And if we can't do that, why?
And mind you, some of these ships are. I need to do some more progress myself, so I'm taking up a lot of time. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about
it. Some of these ships are once per universe, also. So if that ship is blown up, you can't replace it.
What?
Yeah.
They implemented a Star Citizen-like insurance system to fucking X4? Oh,
I need to do some more progress because I haven't built my own wharf yet, and it sounds like you should be able to replace these super rare ships in case they get blown up. But yeah, if that is the case that I just mentioned, oh man,
that sounds like several missteps on their part. And again, I got to give them credit for trying something different.
It sounds like they were trying to be fancy.
Well, from what I understand, from what it looked like to me, it sounds like they were trying to make a DLC that would be an intro to the universe for new players. That's how it looked like they were trying to sell it to me. Here's some of the best moments from X, and we're going to tie it all together in this weird time travel bubble thing. And I've played every X game, but I've only dabbled in all of them. But at the same time, I would consider myself a newish player to X, and holy crap, it was so convoluted and so
there's people making mods for the game just to if you buy the DLC, just unlock everything from the get-go, so you don't even do one of the missions. And
that actually makes sense. Yeah.
And they're making sure that all your achievements are unlocking normally anyway, so you don't get a
Ah.
modified save tag.
Once again,
So,
modders.
yeah.
Once again, modders save the day. Once again.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that sounds really frustrating. I mean, I'm sure the folks at EgoSoft are frustrated also because they didn't want to make something people don't like, but apparently this is one of the, like, they haven't made many stumbles. X1 was good, X2 was good, the X3s were good, then you had Rebirth. It's like, oh, well, they're gonna trip over their own feet once in a while. So
but I have played X4 more than 420 hours now, so there's your funny number, and yeah,
wow,
it has consumed me.
That's great. No, that's great. I mean, I could see someone losing thousands of hours to that sandbox. I can, if it appeals to you, I can totally see that. You know, it makes total sense. But
So yeah, all in all, I can say that Microsoft, I like X4, but Timelines wasn't it. Try again or something.
again, I sometimes you take a swing and a miss, and sometimes it's good that you take the swing. You know, but you know, sometimes you're gonna swing and miss. You know what? I didn't think, Jose, in the chat, I didn't think that the ship in Rebirth was really ugly. I didn't think it was really ugly at all because I've seen uglier ships in other space games, let me tell you. But the fact that that was your only ship was really like, wait a minute. Is this X Darkstar 1? Like, is this what we're doing now? Come on, guys.
Like, I can see the appeal of having your one hero ship, but even Darkstar 1 let you build it up properly. And
Yeah, but still, you want other ships. Like, it still wasn't the same. Like, you're still missing something. Like, you want more toys. And one ship, even with all the toys, doesn't feel as at least to me, doesn't feel as satisfying as like, ooh, I want that one now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
and there's some cool ships in the X4 to pilot
yeah.
yourself. So
Yeah, but it's like, I'm not going to drive one car for my entire life. You know what I mean?
point taken.
So anyway, so before we wrap up, I just wanted to mention real quick the other game I've been playing a lot of, and that's Taxinaut. It has consumed me body and soul right now. When I'm not playing Lord of the Rings Online, I am playing Taxinaut. It has taken me over. It is just so good. And even though it's still in early access, it just feels really complete. I mean, I just can't say enough good things about it. It's just, I didn't know I need this particular, I didn't even know I had this itch to be scratched, but my God, it's just such almost one of the perfect space. Because when I play an open space game, I rarely do trading. I never do trading. Give me missions, give me cargo moving, give me people moving. And this is just people moving. It's like, yes, perfect. That's what I want.
you don't want to bother with the economy and all that.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not good at that. I'm not good at big picture stuff. I'm not. I never have been. The bigger the picture gets, the more my brain shuts down. I've never been good at it. I know this is a limitation of mine. So trading has never been I think the only game I did well in trading was probably Space Rangers 2, because they make it very easy to know what the prices are at certain places, and they make it very easy to know what to buy and what to sell. Like, they do a wonderful job of giving you all the information you need to do trading successfully. You know? But that's it. That's like the only game I've done well with in terms of trading. So yeah, I usually don't trade. So yeah, Taxinaut has consumed me big time. Does anyone else want to say anything before we wrap up? We good?
No, I'm good.
Okay. David?
Well, I was planning to pick up a little bit more of Shadows of Doubt again, because it has now been, had two kind of significant updates, maybe the 3 last weeks here. So actually now NPCs, emails between NPCs are actually mattering in murder cases, which I look forward to fiddling around with, because earlier it was just random. But now it may actually matter, and I'm very interested in seeing how that will change.
That game, I tried playing it once and it was just too much. It's like, oh my God, I can't keep track of all these things. And I know the game gives you all the tools to help you keep track of all these things, but it was still breaking my brain. You know,
it's also a big picture thing, and
exactly.
you do well with that.
Yeah, exactly. I like I said, I don't, but it's I bought it. I'm happy I bought it because it looks like a fascinating thing, and I want it to do well. But I'm probably not gonna. I mean, I'll try it again at 1.0. Maybe I'll do better. I doubt it though, because it's not the game; it's me. Because it's like, oh my God, I can't handle this.
And also, if I may add, real quick here, like a reminder from last week's podcast here with Astronauts. That game has been on my mind. It has set some seeds in my head. I need to try more of it. It's rare a game just keeps a friggin' seed that grows in my head and
I feel like
makes me think about it.
I feel like if you like X4 as much as you do, you will really like Astronauts. Like in that same kind of sandboxy vein. You know, I
need to make a deep dive, a proper deep dive.
Yeah, I really feel. I feel like if you click with X4, you'll really click with Astronauts. I think they're not the same in a lot of ways, but I think they're striking a similar kind of complex sandbox space game style that I think you probably enjoy. Honestly, but it is a hell of a thing. It is a hell of a thing. Oh man. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this week. Let's see. Tomorrow, what are we playing tomorrow? We're not playing Truck Simulator because I got another game to play. Signy All Guns Blazing, which looks like a kind of a spacey shootery thing. It looks pretty. I hope it's good. And then next week, we are going to talk about something that actually came up today. A part of economy and gaming that I am wholly against, and that's taking out loans. Because I'm running into it more and more where a game wants you to take out a loan. It's like, no, I am not doing that. So that's going to be our topic for next week. But I want to thank everyone for listening. Thank everyone in the chat. You guys were great, as always. Be safe, be well, everyone. Take care of each other. Please, for the love of whatever deity or deities you believe in, get vaccinated. If you haven't already, what are you doing if you haven't already? My God, people are still dying. They just don't report it anymore because people want you to think it's over and we're back to quote unquote normal. We are not. There's no normal anymore. Please get vaccinated if you haven't already. Get your shots. Wear your masks. Thank you as always to our patrons who help pay for things like Restream, which is pretty expensive. And always wear your helmet. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.